Hello, I welcome to UPSC Prelims Chaturya series of SHANTHA LAKSHMI IAS ACADEMY, where we will discuss the daily prelims MCQs from the Hindu, Indian Express and PIB. Let's get started. The first question. Consider the following statements regarding the Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. As per the rules of procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, the election of Deputy Speaker shall be held on such date as the Speaker may fix. Article 95 of the Constitution, the Deputy Speaker performs the duties of the Speaker's office when it is vacant. He or she can resign from office after writing to President of India. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. This was in news recently. This constitutional post was vacant from 2019 to 24. Opposition want to sit now. Election is scheduled to be held after Speaker is elected today. About office of Deputy Speaker, Article 93 of the Constitution provides for the election of both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Article 178 contains the corresponding position for Speaker and the Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly of the state, elected by Lok Sabha from amongst its members right after the election of the Speaker has taken place. The date of election of the Deputy Speaker is fixed by the Speaker. The institutions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker originated in India 1921 under the provision of the Government of India Act 1919, that is nothing but Montague-Chelmsford reforms. Term office and removal. Like the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker remains in office usually during the life of the Lok Sabha. Deputy Speaker may vacate his or her office earlier in any of the following three cases. If he ceases to be a member of the Lok Sabha, and if he resigns by writing to the Speaker, if he is removed by a resolution passed by a majority of all the then members of the Lok Sabha. Responsibilities and powers of the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha. Article 95 of the Constitution, the Deputy Speaker performs the duties of the Speaker's office when it is vacant. Special privilege, that is, whenever he or she is appointed as a member of the Parliamentary Committee, he or she automatically becomes its chairman. Deputy Speaker and 10th Schedule exception, para 5 of the 10th Schedule, says that a person who has been elected Speaker or Deputy Speaker shall not be disqualified, voluntarily gives up the membership of the political party. So the answer is only two, because he or she can resign from office after writing to Speaker, not President of India. Moving to the next question. With reference to the Indus Water Treaty, consider the following statements. It is a treaty signed between India and Pakistan regulating the use and distribution of the Indus River system. Under the treaty, utilization of western rivers Jhelum, Chenab and Indus have largely been allocated to India. Which of the statement given above are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one nor two. A Pakistani delegation recently arrived in Jammu as a part of ongoing discussions concerning the 1960 Indus Water Treaty. About Indus Water Treaty, it is a treaty signed between India and Pakistan regulating the use and distribution of the Indus River system. It was signed by then Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and former Pakistan President Ayub Khan in 1960. The treaty was brokered by the World Bank, which too is a signatory to the treaty. The pact sought to divide the water of the Indus River and its tributary equitably among the two countries. Under the treaty, water from three eastern rivers, Bias, Ravi, and Satluj, was allocated to India, and waters from three western rivers, Chenab, Indus, and Jhelum, were allocated to Pakistan. Pakistan roughly got 80% of the water in the Indus drainage system. The treaty also permits both countries to use the other rivers for certain purposes, such as small hydroelectric projects that require little or no water storage. The treaty is overseen by the Permanent Indus Commission, a bilateral body with commissioners from both the countries tasked with implementing and managing treaty provisions and resolving any questions, differences, or disputes that may arise. The World Bank's role is to appoint a neutral expert in a case of technical differences, failing which the differences are escalated to a dispute for international arbitration. So the answer is one only. Because under the treaty, utilization of western rivers, Jhelum, Chenab and Indus have largely been allocated to Pakistan, not India. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about enemy agent ordinance. The Jammu and Kashmir Enemy Agent Ordinance was first issued in 1917 by the then Dogra Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir. Under the ordinance, trials are conducted by a special judge who is appointed by the government in consultation with the High Court. Under the ordinance, the accused cannot engage a lawyer to defend herself or himself unless permitted by the court. How many of the statements given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none of the above. Recently, Jammu and Kashmir Director General of Police said those found assisting militants in Jammu and Kashmir should be tried by investigating agencies under the Enemy Agents Ordinance 2005. About this ordinance history, the Jammu and Kashmir Enemy Agent Ordinance was first issued in 1917 by the then Dogra Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir. It is referred to as an ordinance since laws made during the Dogra rule were called ordinances. After partition in 1947, the ordinance was incorporated as a law in the erstwhile state and was also amended. In 2019, when Article 370 of the Constitution was repealed, Jammu and Kashmir's legal framework also underwent several changes. Punishments. According to the ordinance, whosoever is an enemy agent or with an intent to aid the enemy conspires with any other person to any act which is designed or likely to give assistance to the enemy or to impede the military or air operations of Indian forces or to endanger the life or is guilty of incendiarism shall be punishable with death or rigorous imprisonment for life or with rigorous imprisonment for a term which may extend it to 10 years and shall also be liable to fine. How are trials conducted under ordinance? Trials are conducted by the special judge who is appointed by the government in consultation with the High Court. Under the ordinance, the accused cannot engage a lawyer to defend herself or himself unless permitted by the court. There is no provision for appeal against the verdict, and the decision of the special judge can only be reviewed by a person chosen by the government from the judges of the High Court, and the decision of that person shall be final. The ordinance also bars any disclosure or publication of the case tried under it. Any person who, without the previous authorization of the government, discloses or publishes any information with respect to any proceedings or with respect to any person proceeded against under this ordinance shall be punishable with imprisonment for a term which may extend it to 2 years or with fine or with both. So the answer is all three are correct. Moving to the next question. Choose correct one with respect to the International Sugar Organization. India is the largest consumer and second largest producer of sugar in the world. Its headquarters located in Paris. Which of the statement given above is not correct? One only, two only, both one and two, neither one or two. India is hosting a global event in the sugar sector's International Sugar Organization Council meeting in New Delhi from 25th till 27th June 2024. About this organization, it is an intergovernmental body completely devoted to improving conditions in the world sugar market. It was established in 1968 and it is also an UN affiliated body. It has about 85 countries as a members covering almost 90% of the sugar production in the world. Mandate. It is mandated to bring major sugar producing, consuming and trading nations together to bring mutual understanding and progressive approach in dealing with issues pertaining to the sugar sector. It has also been working on biofuels, especially ethanol, as a sugarcane is the second major feedstock for ethanol production in the world. The ISO exists to administer the internationally negotiated 1992 International Sugar Agreement. The objectives of which are to ensure enhanced international cooperation in connection with the world sugar matters and related issues, to provide a forum for intergovernmental consultations on sugar and on ways to improve the world sugar economy, to facilitate trade by collecting and providing information on the world sugar market and other sweeteners, to encourage increased demand for sugar, particularly for non-traditional uses. Headquarters, London. Sugar industry in India. Sugar is an important agro-based industry that impacts the rural livelihood of about 50 million sugarcane farmers and around 5 lakh workers directly employed in sugar mills. India is the largest consumer and second largest producer of sugar in the world, with about 15% share in global sugar consumption and about 20% in production. Brazil is the top sugar producer in the world. So the answer is 2 only, because its headquarters located in London, not Paris. Moving to the next question. Consider the following statements about Lake Natron. It is a freshwater lake located on the border between Tanzania and Kenya. It is a Ramsar site and has unique composition of warm waters and salt, caustic soda, and magnesite deposits. The most striking features of this lake is its striking red coloration. How many of the statement given above are correct? Only one, only two, all three, none. According to experts, the population of flamingos on Lake Natron is steadily declining as fewer birds return each year due to extreme weather and encroachment. About this lake, it is a salt lake located on the border between Tanzania and Kenya, part of the eastern branch of the Great Rift Valley. It is a Ramsar site and has a unique composition of warm waters and salt, caustic soda, and magnesite deposits that provide ideal conditions for flamingos to thrive. Primarily, the lake is fed by the Iwaso Njiro River, which originates from the central region of Kenya. One of the most striking features of this lake is its striking red coloration. The primary reason for its hue lies in its extreme alkalinity. Threats, several factors including agriculture, pollution, and climate change are threatening the beauty of this unique ecosystem. So the answer is only 2, because it is a salt water lake located on the border between Tanzania and Kenya, not freshwater lake. Thank you. This is the today's session.